Most people think trading means watching the charts all day. But what if you have a full-time job, a family responsibility? Maybe you only have 1 hour total in the entire week. That's me. I'm an engineer. I work full-time. I'm a husband and I'm a father, and I do not have 8 hours to trade. So instead of building my life around trading, I built my trading around my life. And today what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you exactly how I scan setups in just a few minutes on a particular day of the week. Sometimes, maybe once a month during a weekend, whether that's a Saturday or a Sunday, I may spend 30 minutes to an hour just scanning the charts. I do it out of fun, but that's not what's important today. What's important today is to show you how I actually do it. So let's open up TradingView and I'll show you my exact steps. All right, so before I start, what I'd like to show you is, if you're not aware already, is how to create your own watch list. A simple way would be to type in tradingview.com. You will see this screen over here. You can go into products, screeners, and I trade stocks. I invest in stocks, so we'll pick stocks today. Okay, so now once you're in the screener, you have a lot of different filters you can use. You can just select the USA based stocks, and you can go and pick a different index. You can choose the NASDAQ, for example. That'll give you the top 100 stocks. You can also select the S&P 500, so there'll be top 500 stocks. If we just do the NASDAQ 100, you can simply click the first one, hold the shift button, hit the last one on the list, hit the right click on your mouse, and you can create a new list. You can just say NAS 100, and it'll create your watch list over here. And once that's done, what you can do is you can open up the chart. I'll come here. And we can start with NVIDIA first. That'll be the full chart. The first thing I do is I look at on the monthly time chart, and I want to make sure that we're in an uptrend, which means that I need the 3 different EMAs, the 10, 100, and 200 to be on top of each other, such as in the case of NVIDIA. So this is clearly an uptrend. You can also rely on higher highs and higher lows. For me, this is just more a reliable way. NVIDIA is super easy to look at this, but for other stocks may not be as simple, because you will see the price action actually ranging in this area, and you would not know whether it's trying to turn to the downside or to continue to go up, or it's going to be ranging for a very long time, and you probably want to avoid being involved in it. Once the price action is in, you confirm that it is in an uptrend. You wait for the price action to come to some sort of discount level, such as this one. So if the price ever comes here in this area, then I will come down a time frame to the daily and wait for a confirmation. So you can do it like this, although this is a little bit of a slower way. So what I typically do, and this is what helps me to scan through this pretty quickly, is I am looking for price action that's below on the daily time frame. It's somewhere below the 3 different EMAs, and I'm looking for some sort of consolidation in this area. So there is nothing here on NVIDIA, and we can go next. Google, nothing. Apple, nothing. Microsoft. So this is an interesting one, and you can see that there was a long downtrend. The price had hit some sort of zone, and we're going to take a look at that on the monthly time frame. But, and while I have entered here, and I have a video describing why I entered in this region, following the confirmation strategy, what it means is I'm waiting for a consolidation somewhere over here, which you can see that that's being established, although this is a very long consolidation. So I may consider maybe just this one right here. And I wait for a candle to close not only above the consolidation, but above these three different EMAs. And that could be a trigger to enter the time chart. And then we can confirm, while it may look great for a quick scan on the daily time frame, we need to verify that that actually meets all of our conditions on the monthly time frame. So is it in an uptrend? Absolutely. 10, 100, and 200, they're aligned. They're on top of each other. Did the price come back to a discount level or a demand zone? Yes. This is the last bearish candle over here. There was a very strong explosive move that has taken a previous high, which was over here. So when the price reached this area, this was an opportunity for us to take a look at and enter the, wait for a confirmation. Now, following my strategy, I would not have entered yet in Microsoft. The reason why I entered Microsoft all the way here is because I believe that Microsoft will continue to go up. It's a very strong company. It's been around for a very long time. And having such a drastic pullback of around almost 36% in maybe 6 months or so was an indication that at some point this will rebound. And I wanted to enter here. If the price decided, well, hold on a second, I'm going to continue down, then there is another strong demand zone in this area where I would have considered putting some money in. So let's continue. That was Microsoft. Let's continue with other stocks like Amazon, for example. So you can see that Amazon is already up here. So there's no point for me to chase the stock and enter very late. If I wanted to enter, this could have been a consolidation, seeing that this candle broke out of the consolidation out of the three different EMAs. This could have been a good entry point, but we also need to confirm on the monthly time frame. Does this actually make sense? Was this in a demand zone? Well, this was a nice demand zone. Is it? For me, this is not a good demand zone, because while these were very strong bullish candles, they did not take out a previous high, right? This was the previous high here. That was not taken out by this strong move. There was a move here. There was some strong bullish candles that had taken out this previous high. However, the price never really reached. And this will happen. There will be some opportunities that will be missed. Now, I spent a little bit of time discussing why one setup is more valid than the other, but you can see how quickly I'm able to scan and determine whether there is a good setup or not. So this, one can argue that, wow, this is a nice consolidation. Candle breaks above the consolidation, right? And above the three different EMAs. Let's confirm the monthly time frame. Well, the monthly time frame, is this a good demand zone? For me, it was not, because while this was a very strong move, it never really took out and had a candle that closed above this wick. And not only that, but you can see that it consolidated and there was a wick that took over that high. So this would not have been a play for me, and that one of the reasons why I never really invested in Tesla to begin with. So let's go with Meta. Meta was something that I invested. I'm now in a losing trade. That to me was a nice consolidation. That was a candle that broke above that consolidation. And why was that a good play? According to my rules, because on the monthly time frame, there were 1, 2, 3 strong candles taking out a previous high. So let's now go through it very quickly and see if we can find another setup in the top 100. You can see most of these are above the three different EMAs, so there was really no good pullback. This was a pullback. That's Netflix. You can see that the price came down. significantly. Because I'm investing in Netflix long term, I had entered here. I'm definitely in a losing trade. I waited for the price to come. Well, the price came down here. I actually added more in this region. It's not a part of the strategy. It's just something that I believe is the right move. And with a little bit of added risk here, I anticipate that the price at some point in the near future will continue to go up. But otherwise, this would have been a losing trade. It already dropped below here during earnings. I remember this is the earnings. The very next day, price had gapped significantly and I could have exited, but because I'm investing long term, I'm still involved personally on Netflix. Let's take a look at Lam Research. Nothing. Palantir, not setting up. KLA. Send. A lot of these are rallying. So Qualcomm would have been perhaps a good play, but remember, we need to confirm that on the monthly time frame. Yeah, this could have been a good demand zone if you count this as a previous high that was taken out. And this was perhaps a demand zone, then yeah, for me, this is not a very strong demand zone. So I wouldn't have entered and I would have never been involved on this already looking like a winning trade. But that's okay. That's just a part of the strategy that one picks. And as long as you're consistent, you'll be able to have reliable data collected. Otherwise, you wouldn't. From now on, I'm just going to go very quickly and I'm only going to try to see if there is any good setup. This to me is a very nice consolidation. We have a strong candle that broke out of this consolidation. It is above the 3 different EMAs and we have another very strong candle that closed above it. For me, as long as on the monthly time chart, this shows up as a place where it had hit a demand zone, then I would consider this as a good entry. And unfortunately, I do not see a good demand zone. The best demand zone was probably over here, but the price never really came in this zone. And none of these here are very strong, explosive, bullish candles. Perhaps this one was a good, but you can see that the price broke down below it, invalidating this demand zone. So it wouldn't be a play for me. This is setting up as consolidation. Let's take a look at on the monthly time chart. Yes, so this is a nice demand zone, very strong bullish candles. They have taken out a previous high. On the daily time frame, you can see that the price had come down, consolidated here, but nothing broke out of that consolidation. Came here as well. So we have one consolidation, another consolidation, but no confirmation, right? We're waiting for a candle to close above the consolidation, above the 3 different EMAs. And now we have this. So if we see price action where candles close above here, then maybe this is a good play in this area. So I would take a note of APP. I would generally set a target somewhere, set an alert somewhere over here. And during the week, if I get an alert on my phone that the price had reached this level, I'll just make sure that the candle had closed above it. And if I'm still happy with the price action, regardless of when this happens, then I will enter the trade. If this happens few weeks down, but the price action is something like this, then perhaps this is no longer a good play. Why? Because maybe there was no good consolidation. And there was maybe a very strong bullish move without any consolidation. Then in that case, that is not a clear confirmation for me, and I would not be interested in entering. But APP, seems to be setting up, and it will be something that I'll be looking at for the following week. All right, I hope that this provided a little bit of background and explanation of how I am choosing my setups for the week or the weeks to come. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, or if you have any other questions, please feel free to like the video and drop a comment below. Again, thank you all for your attention, and I wish you luck in the markets. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.